What is going on YouTube? Hit back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. If we have time, the S&P 500. Yesterday's episode, I asked for you guys to comment a cryptocurrency down below in the comments for which one you guys would like to see in today's video. So we have actually done so, and I have picked a crypto that we're going to be looking at, which is going to be DigiByte. We're going to check out DigiByte. So if you want your cryptocurrency and to be shouted out in tomorrow's video, definitely make sure to do so. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's video as there are some very key, interesting things to discuss. As you guys can see, the major flare-up that we saw within Ethereum has had some major cryptocurrencies kind of start moving in some very interesting ways, and I feel like we have to discuss this as these may be key times for what could be Ethereum pumping up to bigger all-time highs, as well as XRP and XLM potentially seeing a break in the very near future. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, as you can see right here, the two people being shouted out in today's video is Cold Crypto War and Music Biz Morty. DigiByte can't be ignored. DigiByte price prediction by the end of the year. This is what we're going to be talking about. I'm basically going to be filling this in for XLM in a few minutes. But first, I did want to talk about XLM's recent trends, and then I'm going to switch it over to DigiByte very quickly after, as I do find it to be extremely important for today's episode. So before we jump into the video, I do just want to talk about the crazy explosive flare-up we just had for Ethereum. Big investors are stacking up on Ethereum as prices rose to record highs once again. Strong hands look to have been backing the recent rally to record highs for Ethereum's cryptocurrency. The number of whale addresses jumped to 13-month high as 1103 on Saturday, which is just incredible. So people are saying that also shows either is Ethereum is leaving centralized exchanges, possibly creating a supply shortage and facilitating a stronger bullish move, according to one analyst. The number of coins held on exchanges fell to 15 million and change over the weekend, the lowest level since October of 2019. The exchange balance has declined by more than 1 million in the past 4 days alone. So this is pretty incredible. A lot of people are thinking that there are stronger gains ahead, and that's what we're going to have to check out in today's episode, as well as checking out XRP and some of the other cryptocurrencies in their most recent moves. So as you can see here, the Ethereum slingshot is only now being drawn back, and we can expect a powerful upward move in the first half of 2021, says Jihan Chu, managing partner of Hong Kong-based crypto investment firm Kinetic Capital. He said, adding that increased staking and growth in decentralized finance, DeFi, is ratcheting up organic demand for cryptocurrency, and this is incredible news to hear across the board. So to jump right into the technical analysis, you can see of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, what we're noticing what I'm noticing in regards to patterns of similarity is you can see Ethereum and Bitcoin very similar in regards to their pump. Otherwise, XRP and even XLM are really just kind of doing the same thing. Yes, XLM is down 2% and XRP is up 1%. But for the most part, they're pretty much exactly the same. Even their price, 0.2770 for XRP, 0.2744 for Stellar, are very similar in regards to how they're trading. So I do think it's very interesting. I'm going to jump into XLM, discuss this as well as XRP. Then I'm going to switch it over to DigiByte and then move on to the other cryptocurrencies. So as you guys can see right now, for XLM and for XRP, very similar movements I'm starting to notice. So within XLM, the reason I didn't want to just stray away from this right now is because of how important it is trading. You can see for the most part right now, the way the market is moving this is the moving averages on the 4-hour are pretty much flatlined out right now. There's very little significant movements right now. We're just trading sideways, and the price has pretty much flatlined at 27 cents. And by that, we're also seeing not only that, but the relative strength indicators are trading sideways, literally flatlined on 50, which is beautiful potential for what could be a major swing to the upside. As for the MACD, we look okay, literally just trending slightly above, and we're really not seeing any reason to see a correction in the near future. But you can see the very strong support here. It's very interesting the way these coins are trending right now, especially for XRP as well, trading below its 4-hour moving average, flatlined on the relative strength indicator as well as the MACD. So it seems like XRP and XLM are pretty much neck and neck in regards to price analysis. As for XRP on the daily, it is undervalued. XLM looks to be overvalued, which is very interesting. But the way I see XRP is in the fact that we are fairly, consolidating. I don't even know how to describe it. We're pretty much in what appears to be a major sideways trending channel. Yes, there is a major descending triangle that was forming on the coin for quite some time now, but it seems like we're slowly trying to trend out of it. I mean, I can move this like this. It's fairly similar. We had it like this. Regardless of the fact there is some sort of downtrend that was forming on the coin, and it's pretty much flatlining itself out. Regardless to say, it seems like for the most part, it's found some sort of bottom in its trends, and it seems like it doesn't want to, stay here for much longer. So there is, in what I believe to be a potential break to the upside as volume starts to trickle into the markets. I do believe with XRP being fairly low, we could see a big pump, or not a big pump. I mean, it's a small pump, what could be 27 to 34 cents. That's pretty much my target for the next couple of days. It really depends on whether or not we break through resistance at 30 cents. But I do believe as we start to trend sideways, we are going to see some sort of major volume come into the market. Yes, obviously, we can consider the fact that there is possibility of correcting lower. I discussed this in yesterday's episode, but I'm mainly leaning towards more of a movement back up to 33 cents. I think the markets aren't really seeing a major correction just yet. I found like we have found some sort of support, and now coins are starting to kind of bounce back up from there. And that's really to discuss for Bitcoin and Ethereum, some of the major trading cryptocurrencies, as to whether or not they are continuing to head up to all-time highs. Is Bitcoin going to hit all-time highs? I'm going to try to address that in today's video. But for XRP specifically, for those that are holding it, my best advice and what the advice that I'm going to use is I'm going to stay dormant on it. And I know it's very unfortunate and not many people want to hear this, but the way the coin is trading right now, it doesn't make sense to just pile in money anticipating a run. The markets are stagnant. The markets are not moving. We can clearly set trigger alerts if prices break through 30 cents or prices break through 25 cents. And that's the channel. It's just that simple. That's the channel that the coin is trading at. Same thing goes with XLM. Sideways trading. Honestly, the way XLM appears is it can really flip either direction. It's trading at 50 on the RSI. The MACD looks great as well. Granted, it is extremely undervalued. It looks like it's leaning more towards potentially breaking more to the upside. That's something we have to pay fairly close attention to as well. Granted, it's trading sideways. It looks like it wants to head up. Granted, because it's so undervalued on the MACD, it looks like coins want to pump to the upside. But these two coins, we really just have to take a step back, analyze them as time progresses, because it's too early to really predict which direction they want to move. But now on to DigiByte. I'm going to pull up DigiByte to USD. You can see it's on Bittrex right here. We're going to pull this up right here and get a general understanding of what it looks like on the daily. There's a ton of movement in this coin. It's very interesting to say the least. I'm actually going to pull it up to the weekly, get a better understanding, and then we'll jump outwards. You can see right now what I'm seeing is there's some sort of uptrend here. Hopefully you guys can agree with me that there's an uptrend here. There's also resistances that are piling in as well. There's no clear-cut downtrend, but there is some sort of support that's holding on fairly well. I would like to consider the resistance to be obviously one at the top here. We have a resistance right around these areas as well, but it seems like for the most part support is being retested right now. So it seems like right now the markets are leaning more towards the coin swinging back to the upside. As for that weekly, it looks like it wants to cross bearish, but we may actually use this as a bounce and recover off of that and swing back to higher levels. Honestly, you can see higher lows are in play here, so coins look like they want to trend upwards, and that's honestly a good sign. We have yet to break through bottom support. Granted, we have seen small trickles below here, but for the most part, support has been held, and these higher lows are a beautiful movement to, higher movements to the upside. So I'm going to move this maybe something like this. You can clearly see the uptrend that's ahead. We're bouncing off the moving average. So honestly, I would be surprised if we see a target of probably closer to 30 cents in the very near future for DigiByte. So hopefully that covers some of your guys' questions in regards to where DigiByte could be moving to. There's a beautiful uptrend. We can clearly see that higher lows are being created. There's no lower highs just yet. I mean, yes, we have 1 and 2, but let's see how this rally to the upside actually plays out. There's a good chance it could see a swing up to not 30 cents, 0.03 to US dollars very soon. Now, looking at the other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let's pull up Bitcoin again. Bitcoin to Coinbase. You can see it right here. Beautiful. You can see the bounce that we just had off bottom support. I actually made a slight tweak to this just this morning, and I think it's very useful. The craziest thing is looking at Ethereum. I mean, we were under the impression that Ethereum still needed about 10 days of consolidation before we saw any sort of break in price, and that's the incredible thing. We were waiting for the consolidation to allow us to figure out whether or not we were going to breach the 1380 resistance that we had for all-time highs, or if we were going to breach the 1316 uptrend right here that was going to pull us back down to bottom support, which was much lower, closer to $900. Incredibly, we managed to breach top resistance much earlier than predicted, which means volume is still going to be coming for Ethereum. So in regards to price targets, there's a really good chance that if we can continue today specifically to close above resistance here, and that's the big thing. You can clearly see there is a bunch of resistance up here, regardless of the fact that we broke through the resistance level. Even though we did so, there is still a ton of resistance trending right now. So I'm really waiting to see in confidence if today's candle decides to close above this resistance level. There's a good chance that Ethereum is going to start to see some bullish levels and probably swing us back up to, I could easily see $1,600, a price we have never actually seen Ethereum. So definitely consider to, keep holding on. If you did manage to buy into, obviously, Ethereum at this price level, definitely consider creating some sort of stop loss in case we start to reverse back downwards, because my ultimate thought to the movements was that we were going to bounce back down to bottom support closer to 1253 and then retest resistances closer to 1379. There is still a huge chance in play that we may actually see a short open up right now. Obviously, all of my trades I'm going to be putting on Patreon, so definitely make sure to check out my Patreon in the comments down below. Otherwise, I do think, honestly, in true faith, that there is a good chance, still highly likely, that this needs to play out just a little bit more. I think markets got excited. There's still that big chance we can continue to pump up, but I would create your stop loss to cover yourself in case we do decide to tip lower if you are going to be buying in right now. But my buy-in would be if we breach back down lower, I do think we're going to start to see a swing back down to bottom support at 1268. So how I would invest into this market is just the slight opportunity that we breach lower. If we close today's candle specifically above this resistance and we close just like where we are or a little bit higher, there's a good chance we could see a bullish market start to reverse, as we are starting to see what could be a bullish cross on the MACD right here. You can see it clear as day on the daily. There's a good chance it could swing us back up and we could start to see some all-time highs once again and create higher highs for the charts right now, because higher highs are in and higher lows are in. So this is prime for a bull market. Now, looking at Bitcoin and Litecoin, the other cryptocurrencies that are seemingly doing well, my only concern to Ethereum, and this is what I mean, is when we look at Bitcoin and these other cryptos. You can clearly see that we did bounce off our beautiful uptrend right here. It's great to see that we broke through a resistance and used it as a support. But there does seem to be some sort of top where higher or lower highs are still being created for Bitcoin, and ultimately it caps us off right at around $35,700. So I'd like to see how today's candle plays out. Are we going to swing up a little bit higher? Are we going to retest this resistance here, ultimately leading us to pull back down? So that's where my target is right now, set for Bitcoin at around 35,556. If we manage to hit this and hold this, then there's a good chance we could breach up higher and start to swing back up to all-time highs, which would be amazing for the coin. If it doesn't, there's a good chance it's going to nick this and then swing lower. I'll draw this out for you. So I'm waiting on this. We're waiting for the consolidation to fill us in. We're going to hit this. If we close below here, anticipate correction back down, consolidate in, and we could see a breach lower. If we don't, and we can hit this and we consolidate. Maybe we can build support and at some point breach through here and we'll swing back up to all-time highs. That's where my head's at right now. So short term, I'm looking for movement back up to 35,300. Hopefully we can hit this. If it does and we breach through this downtrend, there's a good chance Ethereum and the other cryptos are going to pump up much higher. Otherwise, the way I'm seeing Ethereum right now is the fact that there's a ton of downwards pressure on the coin. There's a good chance it could flip and start to see a reversal back down to support, back down to 1258, and pull Bitcoin down with it back down to 32,000. So we're waiting on today's candle to close to really get us a general opinion. Same thing applies with Litecoin. Even though Litecoin looks great, there's still higher lows being created. These higher lows are here, boom, 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 but lower highs are also being created, 1, 2, and what could be 3. So there's clear resistance on some of the major cryptocurrencies, Litecoin hitting resistance, Bitcoin having a resistance for lower highs. Ethereum is the only one that doesn't. But if Bitcoin and Litecoin start to dip downwards, Ethereum is going to be sucked down with it. Otherwise, guys, S&P 500 looks great. Today's probably going to open up with a candle correcting lower. I'd be shocked if we had up higher, but honestly, in regards to the next couple of months, a long-term outlook, I would be very pleased with markets heading up higher, and I'm not going to be shocked if we do, because that's where the markets are kind of leaning towards. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Hopefully this loads. Make sure to leave a giant thumbs up, as it does help support the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.